So a lot of you in my YouTube comments as well as on Twitter have been asking for my thoughts about this game, so I did go and pick up Interior Designer 22 early this afternoon and have spent the better part of a day playing it. So there's not a lot of info out there about this game because, let's be honest, the subject matter is interior design. But EA seem to be taking this franchise somewhat seriously, at least. It's going to be a yearly release alongside the Madden and the NHL and the FIFA and F1 games. And they've even gone out and gotten cover athletes just like the mainline EA Sports games, and that's where things get a bit weird. They've gotten Jay Cutler, who is a former NFL quarterback, as well as Kristen Cavallari. They used to have a TV show together, but they are divorced, so I don't know how EA spun this, but at the end of the day, I guess that's really not my problem. So, what is this game? It's kind of like The Sims, but it's kind of not, because you really don't do a whole lot of like role playing as you would in The Sims. You just kind of pick the furniture you want in your living room and then you stare at it, and you can customize your dude too. In terms of customization, which is like the main draw of this game, there's really like not a lot to do. So there's seven main categories of things you can customize, and here we're looking at the sofa pieces. You only have eight to choose from. You can't choose the individual color of each sofa. You're just stuck with whatever it comes in. And the sofa pieces themselves are kind of ugly, not gonna lie. They're also not very ergonomically friendly. Like, none of these look comfy enough to sleep on, so if you want to simulate like a bachelor pad and your friend crashes on the couch, none of the couches look all that comfortable. Now, under the furniture tab, we run into mostly the same limitations. There's only eight furniture sets to pick from, and furniture is essentially just a blanket term in this game for a shelf and coffee table set. Again, you can't mix and match, you can't change the color, there's nothing to unlock here. And this is kind of a nitpick too, but if you want to simulate having kids, you can't add attachments to some of the sharp coffee tables like the one I've selected, where you could put like little rubber things on the end of them so your kids like don't bash their knees on them. It's kind of like a relic of like overprotective moms in the 1990s, but to see it missing is kind of disappointing. When it comes to the floor, we have even less choices. You have just four main floor types to pick from, and then an additional two that come with the season pass. Just really disappointing. I thought there'd be more. When it comes to the walls, again, only six to pick from, an additional seventh with the season pass. Once again, you can't change the underlying color of any of the wall textures you select, so you're just super limited in that regard, which is kind of annoying. And for the amount of money and the admittedly nice render work that went into this game, it leaves a lot to be desired. I'm almost left wondering why they didn't partner with either IKEA or Bed Bath & Beyond and just model their entire 2022 model line. Moving on to the wall art, this is where things get really weird. First of all, there's no Live, Laugh, Love poster, which is a necessity in any sort of interior design game. And there's a lot of like F1 related abstract art, which I really don't understand. Thankfully, there are more traditional abstract pieces, and then there's a couple of unlockable ones. I really like the one that comes with the season pass here, with all the warm colors with the purples and reds and yellows and oranges here. This is really good. I'm not at level 14 yet, so I haven't unlocked it, but that's probably what we're going to go with when we get to that point in the game. I also am wondering why you can't upload your own wall art, but maybe that's a way for EA to shoehorn people into spending money on microtransactions whenever they roll out additional content for this game. Okay, now we get to the last category, which is lighting. This is actually what really pissed me off, because there's a decent amount of lights to pick from, but again, you can't mix and match your ceiling lights with the lamp in the corner of the room. You're just stuck with whatever the lamps and lights been paired with. To me, this is really irritating because like we've all bought lamps for like our mom. They don't come with an entire array of overhead lights, so the fact that that's how you buy things in this game, to me, it's just really stupid. Same goes for the soft furnishings, which is the center pillow on the couch and then the accent rug. They're linked, when in reality I can go to Bed Bath & Beyond and just buy a pillar or a rug. In this game they come in sets, and I'm not particularly fond of what they offer, but I do like this white and kind of burnt yellow and various shades of blue checkerboard pattern rug, so that's what we're going to go with here. And the end result, it doesn't look too bad, actually. Now, tabbing through the additional menus, this is where things get really weird. For whatever reason, it puts, like, extremely high-end supercars just sitting in your family room. I don't understand what this is going for. Maybe they have some sort of partnership with McLaren that they'll roll out later. But to me, it actually looks really tacky, so we're just going to go and remove them from the various rooms in the house. Like, to me, that's not very realistic for like an upper middle class house to have a McLaren 720 just sitting in the living room. So we'll blow those away. as well as the McLaren Artura, which I don't even know, like that car's brand new. I don't know what it's doing in an interior design game. And when you blow those cars away, those cars are tied into the NPC mechanic throughout your house. So the less cars you have, the less guests you have. I don't really understand, so you'll see I just have one buddy sitting on the couch with me. Also worth noting that Cutler and Cavallari don't actually appear in this game as NPCs, so it seems like their appearance really was just like the bare minimum. Anyway, you can customize your dude as you guys would expect. I don't know why it lets you pick a race suit. I guess it's for like your car or something, or like you roleplay as a race car driver or something, but like I tend to not wear the suit most of the time because they look tacky and you just don't wear racing suits around the house. So I usually stay in the casual wear uniform, and again, they seem to have some sort of F1 partnership going. So there's like a lot of shirts and hats with the F1 logo on it. And the avatar customization screen is more or less what you'd expect from a game with avatar customization in 2022. There's lots of Beats by Dre stuff. There's also basically the whole current product line of Antisocial Social Club, and as you can imagine, a lot of EA Sports labeled stuff, which admittedly looks kind of tacky. I'm going to speed this part up because, let's be honest, you guys just don't have time to look at every single color of sunglasses. But yeah, it's admittedly a really good selection, but it's also kind of irritating because I wish we had this kind of selection when it actually came to furnishing the house as opposed to just customizing your dude who most of the time just sits on the couch. But my theory is they're going to roll out like themed Bed Bath and Beyond or IKEA DLC packs to flesh out the home furnishing options. If they do, I think the game's going to be pretty good. But right now, I can't really recommend it. It's just kind of boring.